Hello, YouTube. We are on day 12 of the 31 Days of Tarot, and the question for today is the divination tool outside of tarot that you used the most in 2019. This is going to be pretty quick because honestly, I don't do much outside of tarot and oracle. So oracle cards would be my answer. I did a tiny bit of trying to learn Lenormand in 2019, which would actually be much more, in terms of my practice, would be much more of a divination practice, because I don't really use tarot cards as divination in the sense that I'm not asking for a future outcome or prediction necessarily. I might ask for guidance about the future, but it feels less like divination is even accurate in the way I practice tarot and the way I pull oracle cards. But I think Lenormand, if you're to be real literal about the question, Lenormand, even though I didn't use it very much and I was just starting to study it, because its nature is almost, it doesn't have, and in fact it was a block for me when I started studying Lenormand, because it was like not the kind of, there are many like ways to interpret, and it's this whole self-care, and Lenormand feels much more like, no, this is gonna happen, like here are your 3 cards, that and that and that, and here's what you should watch for. And I'm sort of figuring out how I feel about that. Is that something I even want to do? And if so, just, I don't know, figuring out my relationship to Lenormand. So in a real technical sense, Lenormand, which always, every time I say it like that, because I think that's how most people say it, but I always want to say like Lenormand. Seems more natural to me, but Lenormand, whatever you want to call it. But in terms of, though, if you want to be general about it, the actual tool I use the most outside of tarot would be oracle cards, and I still didn't use them nearly as much as I would like to. I really want to use them a lot more in 2020. So that's my answer. Be sure to subscribe so you can see each of the remaining days of the 31 Days of Tarot.